crafty friends, welcome to another card making video. Today I thought I would play with some cover plate dies, or a cover plate die. Cover plate dies, as I understand it, are dies that cut a die cut that pretty much covers the whole of the front of a card or card panel. You don't just have to use these for covering the front of a card though, you can do other things with them. And I've got a couple of other videos in which I do that and I'll link that down below. But today I thought I would use one of them to make a DIY stencil. And to do that, I've got a sheet of mylar here. This is the material that most commercial stencils are made from. This is quite a thick piece. It is 250 microns thick. I've used 125 micron and 190 micron with great success. But the thicker they are, the sturdier they are. But the thicker they are, the harder they are to cut through. But all you do is take your die, tape it down to your mylar, and then run it through your die cutting machine. And I do recommend taping it down because you might have to run it through several times to get a good cut, and having it taped down just means it doesn't shift around. The cut depends on quite a few things. Your material, so as I said, the thicker the mylar, the harder it is to cut through. It also depends on your particular die and your particular die cutting machine, but it also depends on your sandwich. You might have to add several shims to get a good cut. You might have to run it through a few times, as I said, and it does also depend on your strength and your patience because it can be quite hard to cut through thick materials like this. I do have a video all about making DIY stencils out of other materials, so I will link that down below as well if you haven't got or you don't want to buy mylar. But once you have managed to successfully cut, you end up with quite a nice stencil. So I've previously made stencils with my other cover plate dies. This is my multi-size circle die that I use for making enamel dots, and it makes a lovely stencil. This large die makes this large stencil, and what you get when you put ink or what have you through it is the pattern of the outside of the flowers, because the stencil is the flowers, if you see what I mean. And this one makes this stencil, which is very, very pretty. So I've got here a piece of linen textured white card, and I've popped it on my photopolymer grip mat, and I'm going to add some Stormy Sky Distress Oxide, which is a lovely pale muted blue. I've also got a different blue left on my blending brush, so that's adding in a slightly different tone. And now I'm going to mist this ever so slightly, well, not ever so slightly, but I want to get some splat shapes on it is what I'm trying to say, with water, just plain old water, and give it a moment before soaking it up. So that's just a bit of kitchen towel. Gently press that down and that should pick up some of the water and some of the colour, and I'll dry that with my hairdryer. So now for the stenciling part. This is Faded Jeans, which is a kind of darker version of Stormy Sky. And I'm going to just ink blend through my stencil. So I'm going to get a tone on tone look, just light and dark blues. And I'll see if I can fill the whole thing, because I'm thinking I only want a little bit for the card that I've got in mind, but it'd be useful to put the rest in my box of backgrounds and bits for a future project. So just shuffle the stencil up. Yep, so this is a DIY white pearl shimmer spray. I'm just giving it a really good mix up, and I want to mist it over this. I don't want to disturb the ink too much, so I'm going to go from on high and mist it and dry it. I'm going to put a little bit on my mat because I want to splatter some on with a paintbrush. So I've got a few bigger splatty shapes. And again, I'll dry that. So now we've got a lovely shimmery blue stencil background. Now I want to cut a horizontal band, and I want it to have some stitching on it. I don't have a die that will cut what I want, so I'm going to use this banner die, which is stitched, but carefully not cut this bit, and then I'll be able to elongate this. So this is my regular die cutting sandwich, and I'm just going to have this end here hanging out so it won't get cut. And now that's cut that far along, I can turn this around and hopefully lock that die into place by getting it to bite into the teeth of the stitching that I've just made. And again, I'm going to put it in so this part of the die is hanging out, and it only needs to cut up to here, so I'm going to pop it there. Right, there we go, we've got our strip, and I'm going to stick it onto a piece of linen textured cardstock, which is going to form the panel of the front of my card. Now I've got a stitched rectangle panel die, and I'm going to use it to cut this down and give it a stitched edge as well. Right, that came out well, so that's going to go onto the front of my card now. So this is going to be landscape. For my focal point, I've decided to go floral, so I've used these dies. I think they're Heartfelt Creations, and I've cut out a bunch of flowers and some leaves. And I'm going to colour the flowers with dried marigold and an accent of warm lipstick, so orange and pink. My card base at the moment has got blue on it, and orange is the complementary colour to blue. It's opposite blue on the colour wheel, and when you put them side by side, they tend to bring out the best in each other. So that's why I've gone for orange, and I'm going to add a bit of pink just for a little bit of variation. Now the warm lipstick, just sort of going to circle that in the middle a bit so it expands out. I want to make the flowers, the large flowers, 2 layers. So I'll put a little bit of glue in the middle and put a smaller flower on top. And I will add a little bit, a tiny blush of pink to the tips of the big petals. Not too much. If I add too much, I can always get my dried marigold and knock it back. Yeah, that will do. I'll give my grip mat a bit of a wipe to get that orange and pink off, because I want to colour my leaves green. And I'll do that with bundled sage. I'm not going for a solid colour. You're only going to see the tips of these, and I just kind of want them to have a bit of a blush of green. I don't want the green to be distracting. Now a dab of glue. So somewhat annoyingly, you can get from this die 3 large flowers but only 2 leaves each time you cut it. So I'm going to give this one a small leaf and just have them sticking out the side there. So I want to give these a bit of a curl. So I'm going to press down on the middle with this embossing tool. Now I've lost the bit of foam and I need to go and grab some from the other room. So in lieu of foam, I've got a folded over microfiber cloth. Just curls those up nicely. Now for my focal points. So we've got those 3 there. Let's have that one with its little leaves pointing downwards. I have to flatten them a bit to get them to stick. Once they're stuck, we can always curl the leaves up a bit more. So that's 3 big ones. Now for a couple of little ones. For my flower centres, I'm going to use White Nouveau drops. Now these will absorb some of the ink colour, so there'll be an off-white once they've dried, but they will be in tone with the flowers. Just give those a wee tap, not too aggressively, just help them dome out and spread out a little bit. For my sentiment, I've got this die cut from Julie Hickey. It says, enjoy your special day. Now these die cuts are not die cut, they're actually laser cut, which can singe the card a bit, but I found a gentle going over with a vinyl eraser can actually remove a lot of those singe marks, so it looks nice and bright again. I do think it needs a little bit of dimension though, so I'm going to put some 1mm deep foam tape behind it, and that I think will fit quite nicely there. Now I'm a little bit concerned about the tail of this because it's too small to put any foam behind and it's going to get caught on something and ripped off. So I'm just going to add a little bit of high tack glue there and press that down so it actually glues to the card, and then it's less likely to get snagged on things. And there you have it, one card made with a DIY stencil. I'd love to know if you make your own stencils. So if you do, please leave a comment with some details about how you do it, because the more ideas, the merrier. And if you've never made a DIY stencil, are you going to give it a go? Let us know below. Right, thanks for joining me, and I will see you back here very soon for another video. Bye for now.